Today's World Mental Health Day, and I have cried a lot this week. I also relapsed. Do you want to know the trans version of the Roman Empire? It's the fact that we are in stage 7 of genocide in America for trans people. So, you know what I'm doing? I am painting things. So dang cute! I am feeling myself so we're gonna do it. Roses are red.
What is that? They look like Benjamin Franklin.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If you're not fighting for Palestine, I want nothing to do with you.
I thought it was just some trans It's some trans that's obsessed with Palestine. If you're gonna transition to a female, alright, from a male, you're making a decision to look like a female. It does not look like a female or a male that looks like you. That looks like one of those episodes of a TV show where two characters get merged together and become a freak. Birdie Blossom. They're an artist, a herbalist, autistic, and ADHD. Oh, did they transition from a girl to a guy? Then why do you still dress and fucking act like a girl?
If you're somebody who works in the health and wellness industry or with spirituality, and you have continued to stay silent for 4 months of genocide, either stop being a sham or get some integrity, okay? And if you're somebody who supports Palestine and you haven't been wearing masks indoors, either stop being a sham or start getting some integrity.
Okay, first of all, what is the correlation between wearing masks inside and supporting Palestine? Are you retarded? Either be committed to liberation or just admit that your actual priorities are upholding privilege and colonial structures. The queer and pissed hissing cat shirt I've got on right now perfectly describes how I feel about people's deliberate silence. Your silence is deliberate, guys. What are you guys doing? You guys should be speaking out about how people are not wearing masks for Palestine, okay? Masks for Palestine. Masks for Palestine. Especially while paying for it with their own money. I truly don't know how people live with themselves, knowing that they can do something to stop this. All you have to do to stop the conflict between Israel and Palestine is to wear a mask inside, and you're choosing not to. It's all your fault. And instead, act like nothing is happening at all. They're all just sweeping. Everyone's sweeping for Israel.
This liberation is all connected. Stop sacrificing marginalized people so that you can feel good about yourself.
True. If there's one thing in life I like to do, it's sacrifice marginalized people for my own agenda.
Today is Christmas, aka a holiday celebrating a Palestinian man born under occupation. And right now, there are millions of Christian Zionists celebrating some sort of whitewashed version of Jesus while also cheering on the genocide of his people.
How does she relate everything back to in Palestine? Christmas is canceled because people are dying in another country. This isn't doing anything. This is posting the black square on BLM. This is retarded virtue signaling garbage.
I just wanted to say that hormone replacement therapy is for anybody who wants to take it. Physically transitioning is a really personal choice. Non-binary people and binary people both can take hormone replacement therapy and be completely valid in their gender identity. And if you don't physically transition, that doesn't make your gender identity less valid.
It does. It should. Then there's no standard. Then there's no point.
I have gone back and forth. I started testosterone 10 years ago. Then I was off it for another 4. But now I'm 6 weeks back on. And it feels awesome! I feel so good. Oh my god. And I have found that I really love being on testosterone. And I really wish that there were more people when I was starting T that I knew that were non-binary. I wish that when I started T, I would have known about all of the options that were available to me. And it makes me really sad that people are really set on taking away options from people rather than giving them more choices. Like for trans kids. I wish that when I was a kid, I would have had the option to pause my puberty. That would have been f***ing awesome! It was traumatic to just grow boobs and not align with them. There's also a whole bunch of different doses that you can take. You don't have to take a large dose. You can microdose hormone replacement therapy. It really just depends on the person, the kind of hormone, and what dosage you're at and what you want to do. Don't let anybody else decide for you.
God, this is no better than being addicted to heroin, okay? You're injecting yourself with a fucking needle to feel good. This is pathetic. This is pathetic.
I keep getting told that I should just shut up about Palestine because it has nothing to do with me.
Yes, that's perfect. You just summed it up. You summed it up in literally 4 seconds. That's the argument right there. I didn't even have to say anything. She just proved it. Thank you. This is perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you, Birdie Blossom.
Yesterday was Trans Day of Remembrance, which is a day where trans people honor those who have died in the last year. And yesterday, all I could think of is that statistically, about 130 Palestinians who have been murdered were trans.
But it's Transgender Day of Remembrance. How do you get 13 seconds into talking about your own fucking race and then you have to bring it right on back to Palestinians, bro? Calm down, dude. They're not gonna give you a medal when this is over.
Just because somebody is trans doesn't mean that they can't be transphobic.
Dude, let's just keep moving the goalposts as far as humanly possible. Just because I'm white doesn't mean I can't hate those crackers. Alright? Just because I'm white doesn't mean I can't be a Caucasian racist.
There is no right or wrong way to be trans. The only requirement to be trans is that you don't 100% identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. That's it. That's it.
That is such a huge margin. That makes no sense. With anything, there needs to be standards, or you just breeding mediocrity. This is just so pathetic and such cope.
No requirements of how you dress, how you look, if you transition, and every non-binary identity is a valid trans identity. And agender is not the only non-binary identity. Actually, it's one out of many non-binary identities. I've decided to cut ties with Chestnut School of Herbal Medicine, and I want to explain why. I have been tokenized by her. I was a model and an artist for her, and I've had posts made about me that were extremely gross. I asked her to please follow through and not be performative in her allyship, and I asked why she hadn't stood up against the Palestinian genocide, and she literally said that she doesn't think that social media really has effective change.
I had to cut my brand deal because, the money, because my boss, she wasn't supporting Palestine as much as I was, and it's disgusting. And so now I'm homeless, but hey, at least the Palestinians know that I'm a fan of them.
Why are trans people expected to give cis people grace and empathy for being transphobic, but cis people aren't expected to give us grace and empathy for existing as trans people? Why are there trans people who are more dedicated to selling out their own community so that they don't alienate potential allies? And why are there cis people who are more dedicated to being seen as an ally than actually being an ally? I don't care if your feelings are hurt by being called transphobic.
They're so obsessed with, just marginalizing themselves.
People keep telling me that they can't take what I say seriously because I have a mustache and I wear all this blush, and I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry that I thought my moral and ethical code was more important than living up to a Western colonial beauty standard. You are so right, so I decided to change my look so that what I say is taken seriously. So anyways, genocide is wrong.
Why'd you have to write down what tone you're speaking in, first of all? And these are also valid criticisms. You do look it. Doesn't matter, I'm not trying to impress you. That's fine. That's okay. You're on the internet. People can call you and you look stupid.
I want to know, Genocide Joe, how many Palestinian lives are worth one Israeli life? Taylor Swift loves trans people.